Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another at-home art lesson. And today we are going to be making pop-up landscapes using one-point perspective. I'll talk more about that, but the first part of this lesson, you have to fold your paper to get it ready for drawing. So I'm just using a regular piece of copy paper. The first thing you're going to do is fold the paper point to point. Fold that down. You want to make sure your creases are nice and smooth and even. So now I'm going to unfold it, and I'm going to fold it in half the other way, matching up point to point. And I always like to check, make sure I have things lined up before I flatten that bubble. So now you have the open edge and you have the folded edge. I want to start with the folded edge. Now my tripod here is in the way, so I have to tilt the paper. So here's the other crease. I'm going to take 3 fingers, put it here, and I'm going to take my pencil and just make a little point here. So hopefully you can see that little mark that I have made right here. So there's the fold and there's the point. Now I'm going to take a ruler, and from this point, which is the corner, and this point that I made with my 3 fingers, I'm going to line up my ruler and make a straight line. Now if you don't have a ruler, you can also use the edge of a piece of paper. So now that I have that line drawn, I'm going to take my scissors and cut. Oops. Cut. And then when I open it up, you're going to notice that it starts out high, goes down, and goes high again. So right now, I'm going to be using a marker to show you a little bit easier in the video, but I'm going to take my marker and I'm just going to trace that folded line that I made. Okay. So now you can see it a little bit better. The next step is probably the hardest step of the whole project. So I'm going to do my best to show you this in the video. I want to make sure that I fold this back again to make a nice crease, and I'm going to fold it back this way just to make sure that that is a really nice deep crease. All right, so now I'm going to take my finger and put it on the side of this fold. My other hand is going to take a hold of this corner here and pull it up towards the front. See how I made this funny little triangle here? I'm going to flatten this down. Flatten that down, okay? Now I have to do that to the other side. This part is a little tricky. So you might need someone at home to help you out with it, but certainly I always say give it a try yourself first, because you never know. You might surprise yourself and find that it's pretty easy for you. All right, so now, and then I'm going to crease this one again. So what I have now, is kind of the pop-up form. Now it's hard to see in the video, so I'm going to hold it here. Okay, so you can see this is the ground and this is the part standing up. So now you're ready for drawing. So when you draw, you're going to flatten this out again. And if you want, just so you have those lines, if you want to trace those lines, you can. Those folded lines that you made, that really hard fold, you can if you want. All right, now you have to think about your drawing. What are you going to make here? Now a vanishing point is a way to give the illusion of things going far back into the distance. So anything up here is going to be really tall, and it gets smaller and smaller as it gets to this center part. I'm going to show you 2 different ideas that I did. You don't have to do what I do. Actually, I encourage you to try to be creative on your own and think of what you can do. But I'm going to set this aside. And the first one I'm going to show you is not done, but you get the idea. I made a cityscape. So all I did was I made some straight lines coming up. I added windows and doors, and then I added the broken line on the ground below. So now you see that it looks three-dimensional, and you can see the vanishing point. So, of course, if this was mine, my next step, my last step, considering these would be done, is to add color. So here's one idea. And now another idea, you might want to just draw something outside. Now I didn't add those lines here, and I'm going to add those quickly. So this one, I hold it up, I just did a landscape, trees, going from big to medium and small. I also did a little sunset in the background. You can do that also. The last thing you want to think of after you're done coloring is to think, what could I add inside on this ground part? Perhaps you make pop-up flowers or a pop-up pet like a dog. Maybe in this version you add a pop-up car. Maybe there's a car going down the road. Or maybe you make pop-up stop sign to put in there. So these are all things for you to think of. It's a problem to solve. So take your time, have fun, and when this fold gives you a hard time, just ask someone at home to give you a hand with that. Please take photographs of your work, and you can send them to me at my email, or parents, you might send them to me through our Patty Hill Art Room Facebook page. And don't forget to check in and watch more videos on my YouTube channel. All right, have fun. I can't wait to see what you do.